Welcome to another episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jeff.
And we just watched an episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
The final episode of season 5.
Yeah. And you're wearing my sweater.
I am.
Yeah, sweater thief.
It's comfy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It made me sick earlier. No, I'm kidding.
Don't blame the sweater.
My body is all weird today.
Yeah, I think you just got too warm.
I think, my body is weird things when I get too hot.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm too hot all the time.
Were you like wrapped up in a blanket when you took that nap?
No, I wasn't. That was the weirdest thing. So I don't know. I don't know. A 12 or 8 hour delayed reaction to barbecue. Who knows? But anyway, we're not here to talk about me being sick. We're here to talk about Salt Lake.
It is the end. We reached the end of a blockbuster season, according to Andy Cohen.
I mean, it was. It was. I think the entire Bravo sphere, and I think even outside the Bravo sphere, people will be like, wow, that's Salt Lake City Housewives. They sure are cooking something up.
Yeah, I think I said this on the New York episode. No filler. Like, every episode was like something new and just eight? Yeah, dynamic women.
No, I thought you were like saying they ate.
Oh, no, I would never say that.
You would. You might. On this podcast, you might.
I wouldn't say they left no crumbs, though.
No, you would not. Nor would you say that.
Iconic or
epic queen.
Okay. And I death drop. No. What had happened in this episode?
Again, with the reunions, it's difficult, like, because they resolve things, and it's like you're not left hanging, kind of wanting more, and I don't know, like.
Well, we brought out Brittani.
Yeah, and her Polly Pocket jewelry, like her Heart of the Ocean necklace and matching ring.
It was like Princess P. Like, what's the princess of Mario Brothers?
Oh, Princess Peach.
Princess P, yeah. That looked Peach.
Yeah.
It looked like she robbed her for her necklace and the matching ring. Yeah. It was just like, what are you doing? It was like dressed up Flintstone.
Yeah, it was.
Like with a huge fake pearls. And
her hair washed her out a little bit much. It
was too light.
I liked the dress that she chose in alternate of.
Yeah. I think it's so funny that she was like, I as if she had a choice. Yeah. Like, she probably rolled up there like, no.
Also, like, when they showed the picture of her wearing the same dress as Angie, it's like they did a glamour shot of her wearing that dress. It's like they had a whole photo shoot of her wearing that dress.
Right.
So it seems like a weird thing that they couldn't have figured out beforehand. Yeah.
I feel like the dress that Angie wore, that dress fit her, like, personality. It was very, like, continuation of her Audrey Hepburn Breakfast at Tiffany's thing. She had the same hair too from that lunch. And I think Brittany's dress really fit her. So I think Angie did her solid by wearing the same dress.
I would agree. Yeah. I just think Brittany's styling.
Yes, the necklace. And also, I didn't mind the length of the extensions. I just didn't like the color and how, like, the front part was a different color from the rest of the hair. I was like, is this a wig? I didn't understand what was going on. It was a lot of hair.
Yeah. Maybe it's because I just wasn't feeling all that well, but I don't feel like anything with the Brittany discussion was all that revelatory.
The Jared stuff, I think, like what he said about Bronwyn, that was hardcore. That's true. Like, I mean, if we're gonna, I'm gonna. Like, if I'm going to say it about Pavitt, I'm going to say it about Jared. You call a woman a bitch, you're an asshole. Plain and simple. Like, the things he said about Bronwyn, that's how he feels about women. And it's so interesting. Like, micropenis or whatever, Bronwyn might have said, like, whatever. Like, Heather and Lisa were so quick to come back. Well, you said that about his penis. It's like, he called her a tragic little bitch, like, said that she is more man than she's ever been with. That's gross and disgusting language. Okay. So he gets all the scorn from me, and he can go, like, piss up a rope.
Got it.
And the fact that she is back with this man for now, right? Well, the editor's notes.
Yeah.
Like, she just, like, loves the drama, obviously. So I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
She's a drama queen. He's a drama king. They're perfect for one another in their effed up relationship. And I'm not hating on her.
Is this what it sounds like when you love on people? Ooh.
I'm saying when you
sign me up.
When you associate with somebody like that, it shows a lot about you.
Right.
So again, I don't dislike Brittany, but, like, let's not, like, as women, jump to defend a man who called another woman a tragic bitch. Like, that was really annoying for me, for her, Heather.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, and also, like, even if, I don't know, if you can't take, it's the sort of thing where if you really are secure in your, in whatever it is, your manhood, your size of your manhood, whatever you're dealing with, your income, the kind of car you drive, whatever, you're not going to freak out about someone criticizing it. You're
laugh at it. You wouldn't write a whole diatribe, to the internet or to the person directly. Like that's gross behavior.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I
didn't. Brittany has a trouble explaining herself succinctly.
Brittany has a trouble with words.
Yeah, because the whole thing.
Because she's lying, and then when you're lying, you get tripped up in your lies.
Yeah, because
when Andy called her out on it. Sorry to jump in. It was like, and she tried to say, Bronwyn caused me to be estranged from my daughters, and he's like, before you met Bronwyn, before you knew what a Bronwyn was, you made your whole existence, i.e. your casting tape, about the fact that you were estranged from your daughters. So that does not make sense.
Right.
And she wouldn't let it go. She's like, well, for those 2 months, that was all Bronwyn saying that, I never did Broadway. And it's like, what? And I didn't understand, the person who, Bronwyn knew, who was talking to her daughters, what? I didn't get.
Yeah.
That wasn't, that's what you're saying, Brittany. She could have explained that better about how A plus B equaled Bronwyn.
Yeah. And it just didn't make any sense. And I just don't think that, again, with what Andy said, her audition tape, her casting tape was, I'm already estranged from my kids. So, how is it now Bronwyn's fault? So,
yeah.
At least, she could have explained that, they were getting to a better place, she and her daughters, and then what Bronwyn did caused it to
another rift. Yes, but she didn't say that.
She did not.
She got tripped up in those lies. So,
or her own spin on it, for sure.
Right. And I do like how Mary's straight up you lie too much. That's why I don't like you. When someone's moving weird, I can understand where you'd be I don't want to be around that energy because you're moving really weird.
Mm-hmm.
So I get what Mary was saying, it's chaotic.
Yeah.
So it's entertaining from a viewer standpoint, but I can see as a person in a friend group, you'd be like, I don't need that, that's too much for me. I'm going to put you there in the corner in this little box with your Princess Peach necklace. And so there was that with Bronwyn, and then she got into it with Meredith and
Brittany and Meredith,
when she's like, I know what throwing up sounds like.
Oh, right.
I was like, oh, Lord.
But I agree. At the same time, though, I don't know. Meredith, again, was just trying to kind of deny.
Oh, Meredith does what Lisa does. She talks very loudly and shuts someone down.
And Brittany was trying to say, I heard what I thought was throwing up.
But let's go back. She woke up from a dead sleep. Okay, Meredith's vomiting woke her up from a dead sleep.
Some exaggerations, I'm sure. But maybe...
No, she meant that. She was like, I was zonked out, and then your vomiting woke me up, and I just knew exactly what it was. And yeah.
And I do, it does seem unlikely that she wasn't delivering this message to the other women without any kind of connection of shade.
Right. I don't think
she wouldn't be going around telling people, I thought I heard Meredith throwing up, without them wanting them to jump to the conclusion of either Meredith was really drunk last night, or if she was throwing up for no reason, that she has some sort of eating disorder.
Right. Either way, I think when Meredith denied it, the fact that because Meredith said that she asked me one-on-one, I said that wasn't the case, and then she brought it to the group. So Brittany knew what she was doing, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Or thought she knew what she was doing.
And then the recording of it all, again, production, oh, really? It was 24 seconds, girl.
It was really bad of Andy, though, to say that, production can't
make things
longer. Yeah, they can. They can totally, use the same footage over and over again and stretch it out.
A loop. Yeah.
Yeah, not even that. Even for editing this podcast, I could make this scene go on really long. I mean, obviously, what would we be talking about? But I could make the video portion of it last as long as I wanted to.
Right. So they can tinker with it.
Yeah, they can tinker with it for sure.
Yeah.
But I think, again, that's the sort of thing with some of these reunions where they don't add any new information. I don't think Brittany defended herself any of that. She just restated some flimsy excuses.
It was all the above, Andy. All the above.
Yeah, exactly. And then I liked that Bronwyn. No, there was a fourth one. She was sending it to her daughter because she got a good math test.
Yeah.
All the women knew exactly all the BS reasons. I like that Heather made the joke about, well, was it a deleted?
Yes. Did you delete the delete?
I'm fond of the delete.
Goodness.
Begin the began.
Yeah. And then I think the last thing was just that, she's living two different lives. And
right.
Like the whole wine thing, it was like, you obviously drank, and she wasn't out of line bringing you a bottle of wine. She didn't expect you to open it up at the prayer group.
Right.
Obviously, but like that's just a normal housewarming gift, especially when you know someone drinks the wine.
I thought it was funny that Lisa Barlow was getting all like, don't listen to them. Like, we do religion however we want. And it's like, well, no.
That's Mormon 2.0.
But what they're saying, though, is that she was being completely, like, offended by the fact that she's Mormon and she was brought wine, when in reality, she drinks wine, has premarital sex, and is not doing the Mormonism. So if she's going to claim to be that kind of Mormon and not Mormon 2.0, then she should stand on that. You know?
Right. If she's saying, like, how dare you, but then does the behavior, then it's like she's trying to make you look like the jerk.
Right.
And it's like, but you've exhibited the behavior, so I'm going with what you're showing me.
Was it Mary who said that or who is it who defined what the problem was? Was that she's just... that Brittany is doing something different from what she's saying?
I think it was Heather.
Was Heather?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that made a lot of sense. Like, you can't be mad at someone for seeing your behavior and then, giving you a gift or treating you the way that you're displaying you should be treating, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
it. No, I think they're all just like, oh my God. Like when Bronwyn was like, she needs to be stopped. So...
Yeah.
So there's the Brittany of it all. And then I think really it was it doesn't get anywhere because you don't hear what the other one's saying, Lisa and Whitney situation.
Yeah, I feel, I don't know.
I could yell into the mic, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, let's not yell over each other. Although we should just do one of these episodes where it's just us yelling at each other the whole time and listeners have to pick who to listen to. We'll have the whole thing subtitled.
I want to burn it with you.
I feel like Whitney is being way too performative. This whole reunion, all three parts.
She was so frustrated being shoved in that corner by Bronwyn's dress.
Scenes where she's just looking like, oh God, why am I sitting here? This is so uncomfortable.
Because Bronwyn would scoot closer to her too.
Yeah, I saw there's a point where there's like, another person between, distance between Mary and Bronwyn, and Whitney's all like, what? Come on, get over there.
What was it like? Leave room for Jesus?
Yeah, for the disciples too. Yeah, I think Whitney's, again, I don't understand why everyone wants to be all up in Lisa's,
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, just like, oh, Lisa, we have to be best friends. And
her Kool-Aid is tasteless.
Yeah. And so, like, again, the whole, like, taking this whole burning it thing, I don't like the metaphor. I think it's a dumb metaphor. I just want to burn this with you.
And then, like, jumping up and like, come on. Like, because Bronwyn was getting in the way. Like, it was derailing the conversation. Not, like, intentionally, but she was just
people did keep bringing Bronwyn into shit that Bronwyn didn't mean.
Was like, Brittany did it, yes.
The editors were doing it. They're like, look, split screen 3 ways for no reason at all.
Yeah, like, Bronwyn was like, can I get out of this split screen? I don't need to be in it.
I don't want to be.
So, yeah, I like the Brittany. Brittany is always quick to jump to the other couch, too. She did that last season when she, like, went to comfort Heather.
Whitney. I thought you said Brittany.
Oh, yeah, Whitney.
Okay.
So the fact that she's like, let me sit down with you, like, and Heather was right. They were very close to getting somewhere, but they eventually got to it by the end.
Yeah.
But
not really, though, I don't think.
Yeah. For now, it's a little banded.
And I think what was going on was that, Lisa was finally wasn't taking accountability, but she wasn't denying her part in it. She was like, yeah, I get this way, and was acknowledging.
Here's the thing, and I saw it for the first time when she said this, because we laughed at the whole trafficking thing.
Yeah.
But when she finally said, my people are my husband and my 2 sons. So when you say something about them, it's game over, because that's not all that I have, but that's like the core of who she is.
Right.
Because she didn't have a great family life and, could have been trafficked and no one would care.
Right.
So for once I was like, okay, I get where you're coming from. However, the reaction because
it's not proportionate. It's not the right. It doesn't feel like it's the right proportion.
Yes.
Of reaction.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was very extreme, because your reaction is to attack. Like, your business is fake. Alibaba, like, you're a lying liar face that lies with the devil in the pale moonlight.
Right.
Like,
yeah. And I think also because I don't feel like we've seen all the different times where Lisa brought it up and Whitney brought it up. So for them to be saying, well, you brought it up. I'm like, I don't know who brought it. I don't care who brought it up.
The whole like marriage thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't really recall anyone really bringing up, aside from
about season 2 or whatever,
season
3 about the Utah Jazz ticket.
Yeah.
Is that what they're talking about?
I think that's what she's going back still. Yeah. I think that haunts her.
And I guess Whitney did bring up the, cheating side of things with Bronwyn in that conversation.
Right.
That, Lisa and Meredith.
Okay.
Yeah.
God, are we seeing Lisa's side?
I mean, we kind of are.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still think, I don't know. Like,
but again, it's the reaction.
Yeah.
It's like, just to stand in your truth without having to like tear someone else down to make your point.
Yeah, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Come on. You don't sink to her level. Sorry.
It's a very mom thing to say. A very teacher thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they eventually, they didn't really, they got somewhere. I think it's a Band-Aid because like Lisa's talked smack about her in the press since. That's the thing about the reunion. It's like, it's all great in the moment and we wrap it up in a little bow for the sake of the show, but then it all comes out later on.
Right. Angie didn't Angie have a moment with some people?
There was a back and forth with Heather about the whole but that was mainly with Lisa. Like, she should be able to take me on.
Oh,
I'm just a hairdresser.
That was I think my highlight of this entire third part of the reunion was like, why are like, and it is a good question. Like, why are you trying to broker peace between us? Like, Meredith is a lawyer. She can stand on her own 2 feet. Like, I'm not trying to fix a friendship through you. I'm trying to fix it with Meredith.
Right. If she could only sit down and have an adult conversation with me without
disengaging and
and writing me off or shutting me down.
Right.
Like, it's really so much on Meredith's terms when you're going to be cool. And I'm like, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Because you said hurtful things about her too. And she doesn't.
I thought it's funny that Mary was just spouting off random one-liners here and there, but she was saying some stuff that I think was, and maybe just because they edited Meredith's reaction every time she did, but she was saying some stuff about Angie to Meredith that, like, I don't know, I'm surprised Meredith didn't like snap back, but Meredith was pretty subdued this episode.
Well, the Jen Shah thing, which is like, so Jen called Meredith from Heather and she accepted the call and chit-chatted and this whole like, well, what do you want from her? She's serving her time. She's paying her restitution. And it's like, okay, but she still robbed the elderly, and I'm not saying she needs to burn for this.
For eternity, yeah.
But like, and her sentence keeps getting reduced and reduced and reduced, by the way. So the time served is really, it's very short. But it's going to be out next year.
Yeah.
So maybe this year, really. So this idea that like now, I haven't seen from Jen Shah, nor do I need to see from Jen Shah, that she feels horribly for what she did.
Right.
And is seeking and is being accountable and is seeking, wanting to make things right for those people. So no, Meredith, I can see why they would not be ready to just be like, oh, you know what? You're right, Meredith. We need to give her another chance. Like, she's a human being just like us. It's like, we're not there yet.
And the fact that they're trying to equate what Monica did to what Jen Shah did, like, at all, not the same thing.
Hear Monica's head exploding from Utah.
Yeah. One was very illegal and the other one not at all illegal. Maybe, disingenuine, but
Monica didn't do what Jen did. There's just no equating the two. So,
although she did, I suppose, try to abscond with thousands of dollars of beauty lab and laser services paying. So that's pretty shady.
Sure, we can go with that. We can go with that. That was not illegal, but it is kind of illegal. Yeah, when she was sued. And
well, I guess a court of law would have to determine whether.
I feel like I heard. Well, it came from the Sun that Heather won that. And
like the newspaper, The Sun?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's not trustworthy.
Yeah.
No, Heather won that, though?
That's what they're saying, that Monica has to pay.
Oh.
So.
Well, then she was probably at fault. So, what else happened?
I think it went to the saying something nice about the person. I called it.
Well, of course.
I called it so hard.
Yeah.
Well, you're a great mother.
Yeah, you're really pretty. You have shiny hair, and you're a lovely mother.
You're strong, and I admire your resilience. And I think probably the Andy to Mary thing was probably the most, like, not that they weren't genuine, but, I
realize I need to probably practice, like, just random canned, like, responses to that sort of thing. Because if someone were to ask me to, like, say something nice about my friends, I'd be like,
say something nice about me.
No. See, again, it's all going to come out schlocky, like, well, you're a really caring person, and you're a good listener, and you really, see, you start to stutter, and I don't know, like, I think we need to have these not practiced, but, more defined.
I would say, yes, you are a great husband. You're a great friend. You're incredibly funny. Oh. You're very smart, and you make me feel safe, and
well, thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you were to say that about your friends, like if we had to sit down and
Right.
You'd be like,
I can say about Ashley.
But I'm thinking more about, like, if I had to say something nice about Ben, like, I'd be like, you're an interesting dresser. But, like, I'm not saying that there's nothing, like, I don't have good things to say about Ben. I love Ben. I love Ben to pieces. But, like, how do you refrain from going into, you're a good mother, you're great at business?
Right. I would say it's about him. You stand strong in who you are. And you are unapologetic about it.
Yeah.
You are very funny. And yeah, you're very resilient.
Oh, very nice. You said something nice about Ben.
Yeah, he's been through a lot, this past year, and
he called me tonight, and I said I'm not feeling very well because I wasn't, and I didn't call him back, but he's having an implosion. I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
But anyway. Why am I bringing that up now? I have no idea.
But yes, you're a good mother is the go-to. We even said it all the time, like when we were hating on people. Not hating, but like really pissed about people.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, well, Giselle's a good mother. So it's a go-to. But yeah, that should have been the game, Heather.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's not a fun Housewives game.
But if you want to broker some peace, like say something really nice about your enemy, then that's the way to do it.
Oh, yeah, and I'm thinking about coworkers that if I had to say something nice about them.
Oh, Lord, I would be really hard-pressed about some of these folks.
But yeah.
Didn't irritate me today. You're an interesting dresser. I love that sweater every time you...
Oh, God. You shady bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, overall, I'm going to miss Salt Lake.
I am too. It gave us a lot. It gave us all these strings.
I know. We're the only ones we string this time around. What's it called? I figured we said that, following last season would be hard with Monica and everything, and they did a great job following that up.
I was so concerned that, like, and so just annoyed that they wouldn't, like, make that work, given how great the season was and how she was a huge part of that. But I think... Bronwyn and Brittani, not Maylee. That was like a jump scare.
Forever. Oh, yeah, when you saw her that one scene, you go, oh, who's that?
But yeah, they really followed up and like not improved, but like it evolved and got even better. So, I mean, how do you top that with season 6?
Do you feel that what Heather said at all about Bronwyn is at all true?
I do. I don't think Heather hates Bronwyn. I think she's really irritated and she's really fearful of her, given the circumstances.
Fearful how?
Of 2 things, just somebody new coming into the group, and then also people really like Bronwyn.
Oh, someone else being fan favorite.
Yeah, she is really, because like that. I think we said this, like Heather's like, I'm the smart one. I'm the one who can like just like throw something at them and be like, whoa. And like Bronwyn's like, no, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Hold my Milwaukee.
My Miller Lite.
And I'll like go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Heather's like, shit, I'm only at 3.
Yeah.
So I think that's. Yeah.
But no, I thought it was interesting. I also was wondering, like, I wonder if Heather was just saying all that because she gets the feeling Bronwyn's not going to come back for another season.
Oh.
Like.
I would have said that, but Todd seemed to be okay with things. Because I thought that would be the biggest barrier. He'd be like, we don't need the show. But like he seemed to like be really kind of into it. And he was like in the audience to watch it live, I think is.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I think, maybe he might dial back his participation because he has no patience with these people.
Right.
But I could see her coming. I hope she comes back.
I hope they all.
I hope everyone comes back. I think Brittany needs to stay a friend. That's a perfect role for her.
Brittany needs to come back.
Oh, really?
I mean, I wouldn't be disappointed if she did.
But she's so damn kooky, and she's gonna like.
Yeah. I can see that, and I guess they could use some consistency. Without shaking things up. I mean, we already lost Mei Lee, so. But yeah, I think Meredith and Whitney need to step up their game for next season.
Yes.
Because they were kind of, I guess some people think Meredith's bat mitzvah was enough of a storyline, but I still don't.
Right. And I think they came in towards the end of the season, but in the middle, they kind of got lost.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, I guess they have to free up space for Bronwyn and Lisa all the time, so.
Bronwyn and Lisa sucked the air out of the room.
They really
for sure. And I like Bronwyn a lot, but like there was so much of a focus on her, and her enormous dress that it just really like took so much out. But
Yeah. Well, yeah. I wish I had more excitement about this. I'm not feeling the best right now.
No, you did I didn't think you would be able to like come up and do the show. So.
The show must go on.
Yes. I mean, we could have done it tomorrow. I mean.
Well, we can do it again tomorrow if you'd like.
No, tomorrow's our Traders Day. It's our Traders and our Pit Day. By the way. Total aside, if you're not watching The Pit on Max, such a good show. I don't even like medical shows, but I am so into this show. Every week I'm like, ooh, let's watch The Pit.
And it's really good.
I'm a dork about it.
I was really not wanting to be interested in it. I was like, oh, great. Noah Wyle in another medical drama.
By the same people who did ER.
Yeah, I was like, okay, great.
Yeah.
Also, because I'm burnt out on Grey's Anatomy. I was like, I don't need any more medical drama shows, but it's good.
So quick, and it goes like, there's so many cases that you just don't get like bogged down and bored with one.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, wait, did that person die?
Yeah.
So
no, and the fact that it is all taking place in one day is nice.
That's really cool.
The same thing over and over and over again. They make sure to make kind of,
The pitch was probably like, it's 24, but a medical show in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, the whole like consecutive hour thing, and each episode is a different hour. I never watched 24, but
I didn't either.
Yeah, but people said it was great.
Yeah,
I tried going back to watch 24 at one point, but it was so of its time that
right. That's what made it so. Yeah.
And it was also just the way they filmed it and just the way that it looked was like, oh, that was completely like the early 2000s.
Right, and it's like it was yeah, and like the renaissance of
Kiefer Sutherland.
Yes.
Maggots, Michael. You're eating maggots. So
I thought you were saying something else.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
But back to Salt Lake, great season.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
You're a great season, Salt Lake.
Oh, Salt Lake, thank you. Salt Lake, we'll talk about you next time.
Till next time.